Hello, good afternoon. I am Dato John Louis O'Hara. I attended course 141. There were a total of 25 budak boys from RMC. Kuanam Singh, Daud, Thomas, Pangkun Singh, Chin Chen Seong, Wan Mustafa, Nazri, Faizal, Kong, Jomo, Lee Chak Tong, Naza, Chinjit Hin, Hanif, Nazri, Brahman Sham, Rahman, Karim, Suhaimi, Tengku Safiuddin, Tan Boon Keng, Khairuddin, Sa'ari and Zulkifli. When I attended the OBS, I was just 17 years, almost reaching 18 years, and it was quite an achievement for me to be awarded a merit award. I believe it was when I was at RMC because it was standard practice for boys to be sent to the outward bound school to further their character building. Yes, I was the first from my family to attend the OBS, and I was the first from my family join RMC. No, I think in my view it is a program which supplements what we learn or what we are taught or what we experience at RMC. It is a character building course. It consists of various activities which we are not able to experience at RMC. RMC is basically military exercises, jungle training, drills, theoretical conventional warfare teachings, but the OBS goes beyond that. There is the element of the sea, where we are able to enjoy the beauty of sailing. We were exposed to canoeing, we were exposed to the whaler, we were exposed to there was a sloop there called BC2, Burong Chama the second, which unfortunately had a mishap when we were there. But that is the other element which enabled us to build character, because when you are at sea, it's a totally different environment altogether. When you're on land, your 2 feet are on ground and you that's it. I mean, at the most you'll just fall to the ground, but at sea different elements are taken into consideration, and there's always the element that if you are not careful, you might end up in the sea and you might end up drowning. So that is a risk which we were taught to appreciate and taught to overcome. It was quite a challenge to go to the toilets. Those of you who had been to the OBS in those days would appreciate why. In terms of the activities There was the early morning run and dip into the sea, which at first was a bit of a challenge, but then we got used to it. Some of the other exercises, when we participated in these exercises, we had to participate as a team. Our team was Tahan Watch, and Tahan Watch consisted not only of RMC boys but also civilians. So we had to take into account the civilian personnel in our watch. We had to take into account their shortcomings. They were not, most of them were not as physically fit as we were. Most of them had no inkling about canoeing or jungle marching or sleeping in tents. So this was where we had to be patient. We had to be, I mean, they were all our friends for 25 days, so we had to be patient with them and help them, teach them, coach them, support them, nurture them. As insofar as the most memorable activity, I think was our 3-day whaler expedition to Bagan Dato. We set out and we had to row like Roman slaves because there was no wind, while the BC2 managed to capture some wind and sailed with their spinnaker sail. Our lug sail was no match for their spinnaker sail. But when we got into Bagan Dato at about 6 o'clock in the evening, they were all there. That night, the BC2 suffered a mishap. I believe it broke its moorings and ended up on the sandbar, and when the tide was out, it tilted over and water seeped in. So we had to cut short our whaling expedition and we sailed back to Teluk Muro. We were triumphant because we managed to make it back on our own. All the RMC boys were my friends. Until today, those from my batch, I'm still in contact with them. We still go out for teh tarik sessions and dinners. Unfortunately, those civilians, I have lost touch with them. But they were my friends during those 25 days. At the end of the day, I think we managed to work as a team, and it was fun. It was fun. To answer that question, I am going to refer to my OBS logbook because I had answered a similar question on the 26th of April 1969. Firstly, let me say that when I say we, I mean RMC boys, were sent here by the RMC so that we can improve ourselves. This is definitely true because I have noticed that boys who have gone to the OBS have that little extra over boys who have not attended the course. As for me, I have definitely learned a great deal, which I am quite certain the RMC could not have probably taught me. Firstly, I've learned to live and mix with people I met during the course, other trainees from all walks of life, and by talking with them, I find that I learned many things that I would not have known otherwise. I also found these talks rather interesting, and I am sure some of these they have passed on to me will benefit me in the near future. But I think I have benefited the most in seamanship. We have a sailing club which I'm a member of, and it is fairly small and growing, but owing to the lack of facilities and good instructors. Nevertheless, I've gone and out a couple of times as a passenger in the GP14. On each occasion, it was together with boys who learnt their sailing at the OBS. Now, as we have completed all our sea activities, it is very true to say that I learnt a great deal about seamanship. I learnt canoeing, rowing, and of course sailing. I have learnt to like the sea and not be afraid of it, and as such, I have developed an interest in the sea. I've become more patient, and as such, I haven't lost my temper during this course. During land expeditions, I had often to be patient, especially with some trainees who were rather slow. I have also gained confidence and improved my map reading considerably. I've also learned to cook without solid fuel. Therefore, to sum up, I will say that when I leave the OBS on the 29th, I would have undergone training that has made me more mature in my thinking, systematic in my work, and patient and tolerant with the other trainees. I've also learned to take pride in my work, smile when I can't smile, and to a certain extent do the impossible. I have also learned to be more sociable, more determined, and less obstinate. And for all these, I have only the OBS to thank. The answer would be a definite yes. Because when I attended the OBS, life was more simple in those days. We didn't have internet, we didn't have handphones, and we just enjoyed the simple pleasures in life. Whereas today, life has become more sophisticated, and therefore it is important for the youth to go back to basics. Worthwhile? Definitely worthwhile. Definitely parents should send their kids to the OBS. Maybe not for the full 25-day course, but for a shorter course where they can go back and to nature. Because nowadays, most of the kids, urban living is the norm. Their pastime today is to go to the mall and lepak in the mall. So it's time to go back and walk in the hot sun, in the rain, and enjoy life at its simplest and most basic. Just